So I did an install on my Bronco 2. It's the flex-a-lite Black Magic S-Blade, part number 160. And this is a 3000 CFM electric cooling fan. And I wasn't having any problems with my cooling. I just wanted an upgrade. I wasn't having any problems with my cooling. I knew that it was about time to replace my fan since it has about 130,000 original miles. Excuse me. And this is the instruction sheet that flex-a-lite gives you. It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, for $400 is what I paid for this thing. This is all it comes with, and yeah, it's not rocket science, but you know, you'd think at least they'd give you some sort of a parts breakdown. That way you know whether or not you're missing stuff or anything. They didn't give any of that. They give basically this sheet, some hardware, some wire nuts, and the box and the fan. Okay, so here's the top bracket. It comes with the top bracket, bottom bracket, the wiring, these connectors, a fuse, and it's relatively simple. You uninstall the old fan, slap on the bracket first, set your wiring up in the directions that it gives you, and then it has you cut into your positive on your AC if you do have an AC vehicle, and that'll allow it to, when the AC is running, it'll keep your fan on 24/7 to prevent overheating. They also give you an option to wire it up to where you can either wire it up to your ignition, so once the ignition turns on, then the fan is activated, or you can do it the more traditional way, which is the activation of always by the battery. So in my case, I do a lot of stop and going, and that never really gives the truck proper time to cool down, so I set it up to where the fan is going to always run off the thermostat. That way the truck will not stop cooling itself until the thermostat is reached a certain temperature where it tells it no longer come back on. Okay, so they recommend placing in your temperature probe to the farmost up hose. You push it through the screening of the radiator, and then there's a little cap that holds it in the back. So that's all basically the simple setup of the wire. You've got two reds, one for power, one for ignition or continuous power. You've got your ground, you've got your fuse, and you've got your green wire, which I've explained is for the AC positive. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle up and show you an example of how the vehicle doesn't run with the fan until the fan is needed. And I'm not going to lie, when I first saw the box said that it saves fuel and boosts horsepower. I thought to myself, that's complete crap. There's no way it boosts horsepower. You know, you realize that, okay, this truck's old, it's not getting any stronger, but boy was I wrong, man. That mechanical energy that's not being spent really made a difference in my horsepower. And I haven't done any real trips. I only installed this about a week ago, so I couldn't tell you on real fuel savings. I have seen about 1 mile per gallon more, but I also went on a hunting trip that I did a lot of four-wheel driving and low, so I couldn't tell you 100% on the fuel yet, but I will come back with an update and let you know whether or not it really does save fuel. I can tell you this much: it does boost horsepower, and it has made a world of a difference on my 0 to 60. When you get on the freeway in this old slug, I used to, it wouldn't take its time, but it would take me a minute to get up to speed. Now it seems like I'm in that 60 mile an hour real fast. So I'm going to go ahead and start the truck up. You can tell my AC compressor is not running because it's not moving. As well as you can see, I have this paper right here, and it's not going anywhere. But the minute I turn this on, you'll see once the AC compressor goes on, you'll see it turns the fan on, and you'll see the air blow that away. couple weeks or so to give an update on gas to see if that really does make a difference. I average about 22 miles on the highway now and about 16 to 18 depending on how I drive throughout the week during my regular city. And I'll let you know whether or not those really improve or not. And I'll let you know if this was worth the almost $400 I paid for this thing. You know, $400 is a lot of money to upgrade something when your original fan is only about half that cost. So, you know, we'll see if it pays for itself in the future and how long it lasts. I also got a 3-year warranty from the place I bought it from, which is an optional. These guys only give you a 1-year warranty. So I decided to go with that 3-year warranty. This has been the 10 Round Patriot. Don't be scared, be prepared.